These people with things like PETA and animal liberty are insane. They're crazy. They have a mental problem. And they're trying to farm that off to everyone else as this is really how you should be. And there's a lot of that going on in a lot of areas right now, but this is one place that we need to really look at, because for most people it's hard to argue with them, to say, well, yeah, we should slaughter animals by the hundreds of thousands every day and eat them, because we were taught religious ideals that went against, thou shalt not kill, and they've taken that out of context and applied it to the whole world, when all it ever was really was a contextual understanding of, okay, all the adherents to this religion will follow these rules so we can get along as a society. It wasn't meant to be, they were sacrificing lambs to the gods and they were eating just fine, but those principles were just to make a society work, and it only was important in that context. And people, didn't have the luxuries to allow them to be vegans at that time, and so there was really not a question. But now they're applying those same religious principles to the world, and they're like, everything should be treated wonderfully, and we should take care of all life. And it's the same thing with the abortion people, and neither one is true. Death is part of life, and back in the day it was very obvious, but we have done so much through things like the cohesion that religions gave us, that we have moved away from death. We hardly even see it. We've pushed it to the side, to the funeral home and the morgue and stuff, but most people don't die like, you had relatives and children, and you killed things in your own yard, so death was very prevalent, but it is still here, and it is still part of life, and it's not going away. And this idea that we shouldn't eat animals, they eat each other. I mean, it doesn't take long to tear that down and to realize that these people have some kind of psychological problem, and they're coming together in groups and trying to force that out on the rest of the world, and it's a really big problem, because we do need to look at our food supply and how we do it, and we need to look at it from the standpoint of what is best for human beings. Like, quit shooting these chickens up with these steroids and running them. Make a nice place for the animals, not because we've got to take care of the animals. That would be nice too, but because it's our food and it needs to grow up in a healthy, good environment so it will taste better, and it will if it's not stressed and uncomfortable. That releases all sorts of terrible chemicals into it, and we need to look at it from our own standpoint, and that will make things better for the animals. But in the end, I'm having lamb chops, I'm having porterhouse steaks, roast beef, oh my God, barbecue, all of it. I wish they would make a new animal that I haven't had yet, because God, I love them.